the things of teaching them the alphabets is just a side thing. How to love themselves. Because by self-love, all those wounds gonna heal. They have to accept themselves, yes, the mummies, the father, all that, and make it okay that on this world we are special. I am one of them. Even though I have parents, I am like them. So I realized not long ago that I am basically nothing like a seed you find and can grow out between the rocks. And you got the sun and the wind and the environment, and you can still nourish. That little seed didn't have to be near the tree. So they need to learn that they are special. I have my niece who lost her mom. So since it took 3 months coaching at that time, 3 years ago, and she was back to okay. But she knows that she has a higher goals in life. She's 13 years old now. That she's special. God loves her even more than anybody else because she's stronger than anybody else. Because God gave her and him the chance that they can do themselves, and you, the environment, the sun and the wind and the rain, are the one who is nourishing and giving the love. So accept the fact that you're never going to replace their parents.
Exactly.
Accept it.
Exactly. That's the thing that we told to their moms yesterday, that whatever we do, we can't replace you. But we can somehow manage them for ourselves, that we also love them. We just told them that yesterday.
We need to make them realize this.
And the acceptance, and when they're going to feel that you guys stand by them, that means they're going to learn to be important. Okay? So self-value, self-esteem, self-love, self-importance. Now, the reason why you understand that I brought those, they were not toys. Okay? You probably seemingly miscommunication, they were tools. Because I wanted to lead a session for you. If I leave, you know what to do with minimal things, but you can still keep the kids moving. You cannot, as this age group, to keep running up and down unless there is a ball, there is something to jump over, there is something. Okay? So I'm gonna conduct another session today. What you guys can do, make it competitive, so kids can enjoy it. They need that. Okay? And punishment should cease. And what it should do is sit down and ask them what did happen. Ask them how they interpreted the event. Okay? And then ask the kid, because you're not listening right now. You're punishing them on the behavior. So once it makes sense to them what they did, because right now they don't know what they did. Because for them, they did the best to the ability they could. So what was that? They used their behavioral mask. So they fought back. They released anger.
One boy in that has a grudge about a certain caste called Pathans. Because when I was in hospital with him, he told me that his father got shot by those 2 Pathans. And then he always claims that they are bad, and he's just after Pathans.
Well, you need to make him understand that there is a bad apple and there is a good apple.
I understand that there are 2 types of people in this world. One are good, one are bad.
And now, well, this is another thing what we need to teach them, that everybody is good. Based on the conditioning, they turned to use their behavior mask more than the other.
Even we showed him that movie, Megamind, in which there is a bad guy who eventually turns out to be a good guy at the end. We showed them that.
Interpretational labeling. So I need you to show this. So this one. Okay? Everything in our life is guided by 2 things. Let me make it a big picture. Okay? Which is pain and pleasure. Pain and pleasure. Okay? See? 2 things.
We always think about these 2 things, actually, psychologically.
Underlyingly, this is how it looks like, and I'm going to show you this. So basically, we do everything to avoid pain. We don't want that. And we want pleasure. No, it's not. This is all conditioning. You were not born. This is conditioning. Okay? And then you learn that quickly what feels right, it's pleasure, I want more. Craving. Okay? So craving is I want. So when there is an unsatisfied craving for something, it turns into hatred, anger. Okay? So then if you see somebody getting those things, what you were craving for, then it's unfair and injustice, and it becomes what? Jealousy.
That's why we're keeping inequality in them. Like if one gets a Mayfair candy, other one also gets a Mayfair candy. They gave children yesterday Lay's chips. They made sure that everyone gets a single Lay's.
Good. Very good. Now,
So that's the
this has to also apply to what the kids are, so-called, you told me, craving for. We should never ever develop craving in a child. Okay? So this is why when there is something, you give it to them without condition. Because if you give it to them with condition, what happens? You develop that they can only earn something and love, right? Because if they receive a gift or a toy, that means they are receiving love. So right now they are receiving from you and learning from you that love is going through toys. So if I am a good kid, if I behave well, then I will receive a toy, therefore I am loved. So if I don't receive a toy, I am not loved. So toys and food and any kind of object should never be the object of love. Okay? So whenever something happens, then you start learning your negotiation skills. You put these two kids down, you speak each and every one of them, you put them down and let them work it out. And you facilitate what happened, why happened.
I usually do this practice.
Yeah? So that's what you are doing with the kids now. So once they learn that, imagine what kind of a businessman these kids are going to be later on. They learn negotiating right now, and they are learning to look into the root cause. And with a solution-oriented mind, let's work it out. Let's work it out. So this is an important picture, and there is one more thing which comes to it, is this, that basically people as adults, because the kids, they are learning this right now, what they don't want and what they want. See, right now they are forming the hatreds and the cravings right now. So now, if once they become adults, that becomes part of a so-called inner conflict, because they start to learn their life by cravings. But they know that if they receive that craving, then they can never wish anything anymore, and therefore they have nothing, because they learn to wish and crave, and craving becomes a normalcy for them. So if they would reach their dreams, there is no more craving, then they have nothing. Not desire, they have nothing. So they have left. So once they are in front of getting that dream come true, they will destroy it. Circumstance will come in. So all of a sudden something happened, I couldn't go, just not happening. So they can go back to wishing. So basically they live their lives between the I hate this life and I want more, and I want this and this, and when I get those I'll be happy. And if once they are here, because that's a spectrum they're traveling, let's work hard to get it, and in the end I'm not deserving that, so let's destroy it. So you can see a kid like that. So if the kid make himself sick and injury all the time, because it's always that type of attention they need. That kid who's getting injured, now he's crying again, he's learning that if he is injured, then he gets attention and he gets love. Now, I believe we can get some love solutions here and love exercises